on my journey if you care for the truth. I am a truth seeker, Ex-Shia, and ex-Muslim. Thank you so much.
Greetings everyone, this is me again, Zahra, ex-Muslim, ex-Shia. And if you're new here, so sorry I can't give prior notice for this. I apologize, I still am not well and cannot do this, giving prior notice as I come live stream on YouTube. So now still on this, carrying on, excuse me, from my previous live stream, my reply to a Muslim on Let God Decide. So I remembered Surah 33, Ayat 37, when God, in Tafsir, when God decided, Allah and Allah's Messenger decided for Zed to marry Zainab. They didn't agree to this, and so what's happened is you can see in such a circumstance, right? Where's the conclusion here? I forgot. I think in my previous live stream I forgot to read this conclusion. So we see what happened when not only Allah but along with Himself, Allah made His Messenger decide for the believing men and believing women in case of Zaid and Zainab, right? But Allah had to accomplish something, so He accomplished it. So this is Surah 33, Ayat 36 and 37, right? And yet a Muslim comes to me saying, let God decide. So now you get this obedience to Allah and His Messenger first and foremost, right? If you disobey, obedience to Allah and His Messenger is absolutely necessary for the believing Muslims, right? If they go against this, what happens? They become disbelievers, and the punishment is what is here in Surah 4, Ayat 14, and whoever disobeys Allah and His Messenger and transgresses His limits, He will put him into the fire to abide eternally therein, and he will have a humiliating punishment. So even it would be transgressing His limits, or just, why has Allah put it like this, and transgress it? This is enough. To disobey Allah and His Messenger is enough for the fire to abide, for Him to be put into the fire to abide eternally therein. This is Sahih International's translation of Surah 4, Ayat 14. Okay, so this should be enough, right? If you disobey Allah and His Messenger, that's it. It's transgressing. Or in another case where a believer transgresses his limits, maybe, then okay, in that case also, this is a different case, transgressing his limits. But just disobeying Allah and His Messenger, flipping, he will be flipping on his face, right? He will be a disbeliever, like is stated, Allah stated in Surah 33, Ayat 66, I think, or somewhere, the number I'm forgetting of the ayat. The disbeliever, the one who disobeyed Allah and His Messenger, would say, oh, I wish I obeyed Allah and His Messenger. So obeying Allah and His Messenger keeps you away from the fire of hell also in the hereafter. So obedience to Allah and His Messenger is absolutely obligatory, mandatory. The second one was, should the rule of divorce apply when the Messenger tells you to keep your wife? We see in Surah 33, Ayah 37 that Zaid, when Prophet Muhammad again tells Zaid to keep his wife, or tells Zaid to keep his wife, and Zaid wants to divorce his wife after Allah and His Messenger have decided on an affair for the believing men and women, right? They don't have a choice in it. So he was Zaid and Zainab were told to get married together to each other. Sorry, get married to each other, and they had no choice in it. They were forced to get married because we see in both the tafsirs, Shia and Sunni, Zainab didn't like the proposal. Neither did his family. Oh, sorry, did her family like the proposal? I have some obstructions here. Please bear with me if you can. And also cough. So I'm digging my own grave here, right? Have been on this, although I don't think I should be doing this anymore. But thanks to the Indian who encouraged me lately, and I'll digging my grave more. But please see, Muslims, help me here. Be on the topic. If please cooperate. Be on the topic. If you don't, your comments will be ignored. Please, no insults, no personal attacks, verbal. Be civilized, as you're told. Aren't you told here? So what His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum's Islamic Cultural Center is doing, it has converted many non-Muslims into Muslims, right? To Muslims. So as we see in Surah Fussilat ayat, right? Let's see if we can take this. Also, so we'll see in Surah Fussilat ayat later on that none is I keep forgetting. I have to, like, what is Surah Fussilat ayat here? Right? Call to Allah and repel evil by that which is better, and thereupon the one whom between you and him is enmity, as though he was a devoted friend. So this is what His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum may be doing, right? Is telling you that our culturals, this is the way to call to Islam. Who is better in speech than one who calls to Allah, works righteousness, and says, I am of those who bow in Islam. None is better. So, like him. And also, invite me with a goodly invitation. Don't fight me. Oh, I'm an apostate. So what's for... Anyhow, so I've dug my own grave. But aren't you supposed to, in the beginning, or always do this? Right? Then, but you don't consider, anyways, the other Surah 2, Ayat 193, why fighting? Well, there's a tafsir problem. It doesn't say what the Quran ayat is saying, and I will show you this later on, if continuing, if not in this live stream, continuing later, right? So now, should the rule of divorce apply when the messenger tells you to keep your wife? Also, Shia tafsir and Sunni tafsir both will help you for Surah 33 at 37 here. And you have to regard Surah 33 at 36 in relation to, in reference to Zaid and Zainab, right? And then you have to consider the point of obedience to Allah and His Messenger. So what is obedience? I took the English dictionary, same as for Islam, right? And what is a suggestion and what is advice? But here, so previous, continuing from the previous live stream, I don't have to read out the ayahs for now, Surah 33 at 36 and Surah 33 at 37. So where do I go? Now, I go to Surah 59 ayat 7 again, and okay, I'm going. So even if a suggestion or advice by the Messenger of Allah would be, Allah says, so take what the Messenger assigns to you and deny yourself that which he withholds from you. So it's not like counseling. It's not like, there is another verse for counseling, and it comes under a different category, right? So the Messenger doesn't counsel Zaid, by telling him to keep his wife in Surah 33 ayat 37. And I haven't put my mic on because I'm charging my phone. So maybe the sound is a little bit less in volume. Yeah? I apologize for that. So now you see back here, the point is that any suggestion, advice, and counseling, he didn't even before, he didn't take the counsel of Zainab. There's no choice once. So in this case, Zainab was forced to marry Zaid, right? In the Sunni tafsir, it's her family also didn't like. In the Sunni tafsir, it's her family didn't like the proposal, right? So, we see. You can check the Sunni tafsir, but for now I'm not going to show you that. Maybe later on. So what it is here is that this is not counsel taking, asking Zainab, would you like to marry each other? No, it was forced, right? According to Surah 33, ayat 36. And then the tafsir regarding this particular case of Zainab and Zaid. The Sunni tafsir has not pointed out that any disobedience or anything, obedience or anything. For Surah 33 and 37. so now, Surah 59, Surah Hashar ayat 7. So take what the messenger assigns to you and deny yourselves that which he withholds from you. Right? Are you supposed to not take what the messenger gives to you, or are you supposed to deny what he withholds from you, you're supposed to take? No. And moreover, Allah says, be mindful of Allah, not fear Allah. The word fear is not used in Arabic in this ayat. So, for Allah is strict in punishment. So you will be punished for this. Do you see this? It is implied. You will be punished for this if you do not take what what the messenger, not Allah, whatever the messenger has given you, take. Sahih International. And what he has, the reason why I don't read the whole Sahih International is forbidden. No, it's not. Nahakum. It's not forbid. I think it's a withhold or something. Even not saying that this is unlawful for you or this is lawful for you. No. Whatever the messenger gives you, take it. Whatever the messenger withholds from you, not even forbids you from, but withholds, tells you to refrain from it. Or tells you to restrain from it. Right? So this was not a case of counseling and all this. Keep your wife in as a counseling thing matter. In Surah 33, Ayah 37 even, when the messenger says to Zaid, when he wanted to divorce his wife Zainab, the messenger said, the ayat says that the messenger said, keep your wife and be mindful of Allah. And be mindful of Allah. Now, whatever the messenger tells you to keep, can you unkeep it? Can you leave it? Okay, it's charged. Can you please tell me? Muslims, help me here. Because your tafsirs haven't. Help me on this point. This is not counseling. Because the marriage proposal was not as a counsel, didn't start with counseling. It started with obedience to what Allah and the Messenger have decided for you. The believing men and believing women have no choice in it. And this is how Zainab's marriage to Zaid, right, took place. by an order from Allah. Surah 33, ayat 36 now again. It is not for a believing man or a believing woman. See, this doesn't come under even Zaid and Zainab's case, because it comes under this ayat explaining Surah 33 ayat 36. It is not for a believing man or a believing woman when Allah and His Messenger have decided a matter that they should have any choice about their affair. And whoever disobeys Allah and His Messenger has certainly strayed into clear error. Now, please see that even if this point comes up in your mind, Muslims, that Prophet Muhammad was counseling Zaid in the next ayat saying, keep your wife and fear Allah. Take Surah 59, ayat 7 also. This is not on counseling. It didn't start with counseling. Zainab, do you want to marry Zaid? And helping her from the beginning, right? Allah wants you to marry. Allah has decided. So helping her in that way to accept Zaid and not consider herself a highborn and then have problems, give Zaid problems. Or not being able to accept Zaid as her husband. This is not a matter of counseling. Prophet Muhammad didn't do this, you see. He didn't counsel. Even when Allah's command came, he should have counseled Zainab. Allah should have told him how to counsel Zainab into marrying Zaid. So she accepts him. And anyways, whether you accept it or not, right? When you, Surah 6 ayat, Surah 4 ayat, whatever Allah's messenger has decided for you, sorry for it, in arbitration, in conflict, in arguments, you are supposed to not restrain, not have any feelings of discomfort, repulsive feelings, repulsion, all this, right? You're not supposed to have any discomfort in what He has decided for you and submit with full submission. Look at the full ayat. But no, by your Lord, they will not believe until they make you judge, hakim, about what arises between them, then not they find in you, in themselves. Sorry, I have this cough. And I'm digging my grave. Oh, I have been for a long time doing this, helping the Muslims. You see, last time Indian man came finally, an Indian gentleman, kind man, told me he really appreciates this and all this, but I'm digging my grave. Isn't it too late now? But I really appreciate what he told me. But then he later on, when I finished the live stream, he put a comment here saying yours will be the best and all this. No, no. You see, I just want to help people, not that my should be the best on YouTube or anything. No, no, no. Every ex-Muslim who's true, who helps the Muslims to leave Islam, I don't think like this, that mine will be the best or better than them or this or professionally, I want to do this so that I get more. No, it's just to help. That's why I want more subscribers. And I want more Muslim subscribers. I appreciate it much. I didn't have words for it. What the Indian gentleman told me here, but no, every one of you who is genuine, we're not concerned about being the best, having more subscribers. It's just that having more subscribers will help people, if it helps people to come and see that this thing helps them. The Muslims especially, we need Muslims. I wish one Muslim, ex-Muslim, could come here and appreciate this. But not even a Pakistani ex-Muslim. channel, like the YouTube famous ones, have come here to appreciate what I'm doing. And Shias, another thing I have to say is that when you blame the Sunnis, and I will show you later on how that you can't blame the Sunnis for calling you disbelievers and all this, right? I've shown you, but again, I will be showing something, and also the Sunnis, right? Because how they take this Surah 2 ayat 193 ayat fight, and how they take Surah Fusilat ayat that says call them to Allah, call to Allah with a goodly calling, goodly way, good way, right? It's so even the Sunni tafsirs, if they say that not fight like fight, but then fight is fight. Okay, it's not war, herb, but it is fight, right? So that I will come to that later. You cannot blame the Sunni or the extremists or the Quran only. Shias. So I'm sorry, I'm saddened very much. I was traumatized in Pakistan, genocide against Shias. And no, look at even the Sunnis, the way they take Surah 2 ayat 193. You see, fight is fight. I know Surah Fusilat doesn't say fight. Call them with a goodly calling to Allah. But you see, then in Surah 2 ayat 193, it's fight. And then the Sunnis have also tried to, put a lid on it. Like, it's not really fight. It's like arguing perhaps with them or making them the way they are. I just read the Sunni tafsir on Surah 2 ayat 193 again, and it gave me the uh, terrible. Fight is fight. I know it's not war or make war against them. Fight is fight. Like fight, fight, fight. When the disbelievers fight you, what would you say? And the Quran ayat, Surah 2, ayat 217 says, are they arguing with you and fighting? They ask you about the sacred month, about fighting therein. Say fighting therein is great sin, meaning, but averting from the way of Allah and disbelief in Him, great. Fighting, sin is in bracket here. I don't know. Okay, I haven't checked. Right now, I'm not much, but averting from the way of Allah and disbelief in Him, and Al Masjid al Haram and the expulsion of its people therefrom are greater evil in the sight of Allah. Greater. Imagine if Allah had not put evil and they have put evil in. I'm not checking above ayat. And fitna is greater than killing. And they will continue to fight you until they turn you back from your religion if they are able. Now, how would you put this? I have to check your tafsir also, Sunni tafsir and Shia tafsir, right? So, for them, you would put the greatest way of fighting, not arguing, right? For the disbelievers, right? You would. But for yourselves, for the Muslims of that time, I see fighting, disbelievers fighting you. This is serious stuff. Those who believe fight in the cause of Allah, and those who disbelieve fight in the cause of Tawhut. So fight against the allies of Satan. The plot of Satan has ever been weak. So what kind of fight is this? Is this argument only? But again, the Muslims are told, right? What are they told in Surah? Fusilat ayat? To be so in a goodly way, call to Allah. Call to Allah in a goodly manner. With ayat. This is tafsir. This wouldn't have the ayat in Quran.com. See? So you're mixing things up, Muslims. And you're telling us we're wrong, we misinterpret, we don't get it. And you're even, you're putting down your um, fighting against the disbelievers, while against the disbelievers fighting you, you exaggerate, don't you? Ah, they're fighting us. Oh, goodness. I can't go back to the Sunni Tafsir on Surah 2, Ayat 193, and the rest, my blood boil. Sorry, I don't have that much patience. Like Christian Prince and all this. I'm in a lot of pain. And it's getting worse, right, with age. So I have to give myself some space here. Okay. Uh, although I've spoken about it now, and maybe some other day, I will come back to this topic of Sunni Tafsir on Surah 2, Ayat 193 and Surah Fusilat. Call to them in a goodly manner. Call them to Allah in a goodly manner. Now, please tell me, you've been telling me read in context, read in context. And in the Sunni Tafsir also, I saw there's nothing like on this keep your wife and fear Allah. Yes, they do mention keep your wife and fear Allah. Oh, did I miss it? Or what is this? I didn't get that. What, like, should you disobey? And this is not like, I didn't get that from that Sunni Tafsir, right? Yeah. Ibn Qatir, this Allah's command must be fulfilled means this that has happened was decreed by Allah and was inevitable. So in order to accomplish this, last part of Surah 33 at 37, Allah forced them to get married and ruined their marriage. Also, see this. There may be no difficulty that believers in respect of the wives of their adopted sons for this. So according to Sunni Tafsir, Zaid divorced his wife after, but they don't mention this about uh, Zaid. When the Prophet said, keep your wife, he's not counseling Zaid. Please see this. So I can't, let's, for now, I have little time I've fit in between something. So I'll have to stop soon after some. And it takes me a long time, right? An hour or so, always, most of the times. So so please tell me, this is not counseling, keep your wife and fear Allah. See Surah 59, Ayat 7. And this was in counseling before the ayat also. The Zainab, you're supposed to get married to Zaid. Allah and I have decided, and even though you are highborn, you think you must not think like that. I think like that. In Sunni Tafsir, it's come. The Zainab's family said, you say you are highborn. That's because I was appointed by Allah to be the messenger. I'm the best of people from among you. Remember Shia's Dawat Ashura? When he said this to the Quraysh, his family members, his tribe, his clan. So they said the family of Zainab is in Sunni Tafsir. That you said you are highborn, you are the best. No, sorry, you said you are the best among us. Zainab thinks she's highborn and she cannot marry Zaid. As this also. You can check Ibn Kathir or Maududi, what I didn't check, all right? But for now, this is not counseling, keep your wife in fear. Just take the Quran ayah. And do you know what is contradiction? And see, take Surah 59, Ayat 7 also. Now I'll try to make it easy pointing. If I could make arrows. And what is like, I can go on like this, right, to explain to you. Is it what is contradiction? What is logic? How do we use logic? Please don't tell me also that I shouldn't use my Quran. I'm using Quran logic, not even my logic. But no, my logic is this. AI overview. Logic is the process of reasoning and drawing conclusions based on evidence or given information. It's a system for evaluating arguments and determining what is true and determining what is true or false based on established rules and principles, like the established rules and principles of the Quran. Examples of logic can be found in everyday situations and formal settings alike. Here's a breakdown with examples. Everyday logic, example 1, example 2, example 3. Formal logic. Then we have these examples, you can check, help yourselves. Key aspects of logic. Truth. An argument is true if the premises are true and the conclusion is true. Logical fallacies, errors in reasoning that lead to invalid or unsound arguments. Sorry, I cannot go against these rules that I've learned. And also the Quran tells me, Allah tells me if there are much contradictions, and my Shia tafsir, rational human being will accept this religion. Aka Medipuya or Ali commentary under one ayat. So, and what are contradictions? AI overview, thank you so much. A contradiction is a statement or situation where two or more ideas or statements are opposed to each other, making it impossible for both to be true simultaneously. Making it impossible for both to be true simultaneously. It often involves a conflict in meaning or a clash between what is said and what is actually the case. You get it, please? So there are various, here are some examples of contradictions. Contradiction in terms, self-contradiction, contradiction in society, contradiction in logic. I ate chicken today, I did not eat chicken today. Some people are on the crowded street and some people are on the empty street. Now, please, you cannot tell me if I see a contradiction using the Quran rule, ayats, that there's no contradiction, circumstances and all this. Now, what is the circumstance? Now, you say read in context. There would be no contradiction. Now, there's a contradiction, again, Surah 33, ayah 37 also is contradictory to what Allah said in Surah Hashr, ayah 7. Let me show it to you in the website, Quran.com website, the ayat. What was restored? Message among, and whatever gives you ata, right? Or you can say in Urdu, ata karna, right? And gives you, the messenger, take it. And whatever he forbids you, no. Nahakum. Hakum is not, or nahak. Is this forbidding? Whatever he forbids you from it, refrain and fear. It's not even fear, ittaqu, and be mindful of Allah. Now, what did the messenger tell Zed? There so many things to correct. Look, I had to take this, not forbid. I had to take Yusuf Ali's translation. So, another problem. So, whatever the messenger assigns to you, deny yourselves that which he withholds from you. So, sorry. So, take what the messenger assigns to you and deny yourselves that which he withholds from you, would be na, this Arabic word. It can't be forbid. Forbid is something else, right? تحرم, make unlawful for you or forbid you. Harra, forbidden to you. Surah 30, Surah 7, ayat 33. Forbidden to you. So this, okay. So shall we take this to be whatever he withholds from you in judgment or from it, whatever he withholds from you, refrain. وَإِنْتَحُوا, refrain and be mindful of it. Now look at this. The messenger, not Allah, the messenger. So what did the messenger tell Zaid? What did the messenger Prophet Muhammad tell Zaid? Keep your wife and fear Allah. This is not addressed the way I'm showing you right now and before. In the Sunni Shia tafsir book, the point of disobedience of Zaid and obedience of Zaid to the messenger, saying, keep your wife and be mindful of Allah, like it is said here, and fear and be mindful of Allah. Right? I know, very, very nice that you are supposed to Surah Fussilat ayat, that call to Allah in a goodly, very nice, very gentle, very kind of you Muslims, right? Now, please tell me, how am I? What context? And can he avail the divorce law? Can he avail the rule of divorce in Surah 33 at 37? After the messenger said this to him. So then why did, yes or no, please tell me. Help me, help me, help me. Muslims, Muslims. So can he do this? Take the divorce law. Would the divorce law apply here? If it was counseling, the divorce law would apply. But it's not counseling in the first place also. And then he doesn't ask that, okay, if you want to keep your wife, keep your wife. He doesn't tell him that, Prophet Muhammad. He says, keep your wife and be mindful of Allah. You have been telling me read in context, now read in context. Yourselves. For this, for Zad's condition or position or what is it? Case. Right? And the believing women, believing men, the previous ayat also. And then the next ayat. And remember, O Muhammad, when you said to the one on whom Allah bestowed favor and you bestowed favor, keep your wife and be mindful of Allah. Then what has happened? In fact, the Sunni tafsir says that Allah, I think, Prophet, told the Prophet off here, while you concealed within yourself, which Allah was to disclose, and you feared the people. Anyways, here it's fear. Here it's fear. I think you feared for the Prophet. Anyways, I'll lose the point, and it's very difficult. See, I'm sad for you people. I'm sad. Not only sorry, but sad. This is circumvention of Allah, deception after. Again, I explained to you. While Allah has more right. So when Zaid had no longer any need for her, should this occur? Divorce. Meaning, we married her to you in order that there not be upon the believers any discomfort concerning the wives of their claimed sons, adopted sons, when they no longer have need of them. When they no longer have need of them. Keep your wife means the messenger is saying this, and in Surah, previous ayat, proposal, not on counseling. When Allah and the messenger have decided for you, believing men and believing women, for a believing man and for a believing woman, they have no choice in their affair. How can you bring counseling here? And keep your wife. This is on Surah 59, ayat 7. What moreover, see this. This is not advice or suggestion. According to Surah 59, ayat 7, this is not advice or suggestion. Even here, Surah 33, ayat 37. This is not advice or suggestion by Prophet Muhammad to Zaid, keep your wife and be mindful of Allah. So how can Zaid then no longer have any need for her? And then Allah has accomplished such a. So Allah used them for guinea pigs for this. Allah used them as guinea pigs for this. You get it? I don't know. I wish I could break it down even further and explain. Please see this. This is not counseling. Take Surah 59, ayat 7 also. Although I didn't need to, but I had to. Surah 33, ayat 36 is enough to tell you carry it forward. It's a follow-up, right? When a doctor says follow-up, you have to go back. Follow-up will come. It's a follow-up of this Surah 33, ayat 36. Again, Prophet Muhammad is telling Zaid when he wants to divorce her, and Zaid should not have even gone to the Prophet again to say that, or gone to the Prophet to say, I want to divorce her, since the marriage was forced. They didn't have any choice in it, meaning the marriage was forced. Regarding Zaid and Zainab, particular case, this generally for the Muslims, believers, and we are told, and Zaid's name is also used here. We are told in particular in the tafsir. So now I'm using the tafsir, right? Keep your wife and fear Allah. And then Zaid divorces. There's another ayat, Surah 59, ayat 7, which vouchsafes, like confirms that even when the Prophet is giving you something, take it. Don't refrain from it, otherwise Allah's penalty will be on you. Severe punishment, severe penalty. Zaid was not penalized. So now the point is on this contradiction. And in this circumstance, Zaid should not have availed the divorce or even gone to Prophet Muhammad to say, I want to divorce Zainab. For Allah to accomplish something. So you would say, oh, the bad thing, oh, it didn't work out. But Allah had decided, when Allah decides a matter for you, it should be a marriage that is successful, and it was on marriage. a successful marriage, when Allah decides a proposal for you. That's why before we get married, we do the istikharas. Now that we don't know Prophet Muhammad is, we can't ask, or we can go to the Imam, the Ismailis can, but the 12 Shas do istikhara. Sunnis do istikhara. At times, right? Would Allah allow this? Yes. If it comes in the Quran, yes. Istikhara from the Quran, or in a dream, you do nafal, you pray, or istikhara, what do you call that? Istikhara, namaz, prayer. It should be successful. The marriage should be successful. But in this case, particular case, you are saying what? Please help me, Muslims. What are you saying? That the marriage was unsuccessful, although they were good believers. Allah made them guinea pigs, you're telling me? Forced them to get married and then would accomplish this, for this law to take place, that make it easy. So we married her to you in order that there not be upon the believers any discomfort. But the discomfort that Zaid and Zainab went through, that's okay to accomplish this. And also contradiction upon contradiction concerning the wives of the claim. Contradiction. Keep your wife and fear Allah. Against Surah 59, ayat 7. Against Surah 33, ayat 36. So Muslims, you want to challenge me on this? Give me your tafsir. Challenge me. Sorry, I can't give prior notice, but some of you may, like you have done before, even Shias coming here, without me giving prior notice to my subscribers, or those who can watch this on YouTube. You have come here and challenged. So, and even Ismailis. An Ismaili lady coming here, I remember, because I expect more from you Ismailis, intelligent people, but very peaceful, and you're not supposed to blame Aga Khan the fourth or fifth, right? You're supposed to blame the main Prophet Muhammad. Don't turn into ex-Ismailis and go to Sunni Islam. I'm helping the Shias also. When the ex-Muslims are helping, mostly I see they're helping the Muslims leave Islam, not the Shias. Ismailis, an Ismaili lady came and kindly told me that circumstances are different. Please see how he's circumvented in this way so that you can't even apply. You don't apply the logic of the Quran, the Quran ayats. You become blind to even your own Quran ayats that are contradicting this, right? Allah accomplished, made it easy for you because the two believers, they did what they were told by Allah. Or Allah willed that they divorce, but He decided that they get married. Allah's will sometimes. A very bad will Allah has to accomplish something. So they practice this. In practice, it happens, and you know for sure now that you can marry your adopted son's divorcees, ex-wives. And how you have, so what has Allah done here? Not the good circumvention. Find a way around. I can do this. You can't do this. Your Allah can't do this. Forget you. How can deceive or outwit someone? He circumvented her with some of his stories. You can't evade. Your Allah has sidestepped, bypassed Surah 59, Ayat 7, in Surah 33, Ayat 37, Surah 33, Ayat 36, to allow this divorce to happen. And said, oh, I've made it very easy. See, practice in practice, so that none of you have any doubt about it, believers, that you can marry your claimed sons, not adopted now, because that was pagan way, claimed sons' ex-wives. Deception out of it. Get around it. Can Allah get around this? But yes, right in front of your eyes, under your noses. In Surah 33, Ayat 37. It saddens me to see how your logic, your you can't use sound logic. How Allah circumvented it, deceived you, outwitted you. These points, even the tafsirs have evaded. The ones I've brought out here for Surah 33, Ayat 36 and 37. Right? It is not counseling, keep your wife and fear and be mindful of Allah. It is what Surah 59, Ayat 7 says. I only followed the Quran ayats. I did not, but just then make use of the logic, right? You didn't make use of the logic. You're just like a puppet. Oh yeah, Allah did this, and then who are you to come and tell me there's no contradiction? Huh? You did not apply the Quran logic even. Finding out contradictions like Allah has said. And Ismailis, don't do this to yourself. I expect, look at how our intelligence has been defeated. It's me. Try and sight. It is an injustice to you. Sunnis don't do it. Shias don't do it. 12 Shias. Boris don't do it. Oh my God. Now see this, please, and get. Zainab's reputation would be ruined. And she was miserable. After the divorce, Zainab's misery as a widow began to disturb the family of Banu Hashim. Already in Sunni Tafsir, the family of Banu Hashim, if the family, the clan, tribe, what do you say, Prophet Muhammad comes from, she was Prophet Muhammad's cousin, Zainab from maternal side. Disturbed the family of Banu Hashim. This is Prophet Muhammad's family, not Quraysh, not the tribe, but the clan inside the tribe, what do you call it? In fact, Zainab's parents wanted to give Zainab's hand to the Holy Prophet right from the beginning. But at the Holy Prophet's command, she was married to Zaid. Command. You see, very good Shias. 12 Shia Tafsir. On Surah 33, Ayat 36 and Surah 33, Ayat 37. Shia Tafsir, Puya Ali commentary. I'm reading out. The issue, where does it say Zainab was miserable? Happiness, not torture. And Allah's plan, a source of happiness. Marriage, as marriage should be according to Allah's plan. This is what your Muhammad Baqir is saying, Imam. Shias, Boris, Shias, Ismaili Shias, your Imam Muhammad Baqir. See, and this is used for Zainab and Zaid also. This ayat, Surah 33, ayat 36. According to, let me again. At the time of their marriage, when she was informed by the Holy Prophet, she did not like the proposal, so her brother Abdullah bin Josh. And both of them, according to Imam Muhammad bin Ali al-Bakr, wanted to exercise. Both of them wanted to exercise their freedom of choice in this matter. Then this verse was revealed. The marriage did not happen on counseling. It happened forced. Command of Allah. What Allah and the Messenger of Allah have decided for the believing woman and the believing man. And it goes generally also. But now for the specific case here, at the time of Prophet Muhammad, Zainab and Zaid wanted to exercise their freedom of choice in this matter, then this verse was revealed. We must not put our own wisdom in competition with Allah's wisdom. We must accept it loyally and do the best we can to carry it out. We must make our will consonant to the will of Allah. Also refer to the commentary of Surah Nisa at 65. Zainab, the highborn, could not reconcile herself with Zaid, but both were good believers. And both loved the Holy Prophet, but there was mutual incompatibility. So why then Allah and the Messenger of Allah decide something like this for them and not counsel them before marriage? For God's sakes, even the Catholic priests, counseling happens before marriage for the Catholic Christians. Are better than Prophet Muhammad and his Allah. No marriage counseling. In this case, because Allah wants to accomplish in his wisdom something. Later on, we see in Surah 33, Ayat 37. Where was I? On the Shia tafsir. But there was mutual incompatibility, and this proved to be the cause of separation between them. What a love, what a nonsense. This is, for God's sake, a case of justice, injustice. You want to be lawyers, don't you? You want to do justice. You want to be human beings who are just, don't you? What injustice I see from Allah and His Messenger in the Quran ayats. Moreover, this is just a nice, a great explanation. It goes against. Zaid, so where was I? Proved to be the cause of. Zaid wished to divorce her. The Holy Prophet tried his best to prevent separation from them, between them. Please see this. Now, how did he do it? In Surah 33 at 37, we're told, he told Zaid he could have done this counseling before for Zainab, but he didn't. Oh, so many points to. How did he do? What did he? He told Zaid, keep your wife and be mindful of Allah. Shias, are you with me? Are you with this here? With this? This. You won't find this in the tough, like what I've tried to point at and say contradictions and all this. Oh my God. Now I can bang my head on the wall, but I will calm down one day. I don't know when. I hope it comes soon. I couldn't get the right words again for the live stream last night, and I couldn't put it in my notes. Oh, I have to say it like this. Because Zainab's reputation, the Holy Prophet tried his best to prevent separation between them. This means what? Surah 59 ayat also. With Surah 33 ayat 37, keep your wife, he told Zaid, and be mindful of Allah. Write notes. Keep your wife, please. And you must be more eloquent than me. Anyone. I've got it, but I can't explain it properly. Have I failed? Married after the divorce, Zainab's misery as a widow began to disturb the family of Banu Hashim. This is the family of Prophet Muhammad. Also, he has made his family suffer. Not only Zainab, his cousin, maternal cousin. Please, you see how I know. Now I jump to one thing. Oh, but Zahra, Surah Fusilat, right? Ayat 30. Let's start from Ayat 30. Even then, Shaitan coming, and then later on the ayat says, if Shaitan come after you are established in Allah, saying, our Lord is Allah, angels descend. Now why is Shaitan coming to you? But let's leave this. What point are we on? We're here. Call on Allah, good, better. Who is better in speech than one who calls to Allah, works righteousness, and says, I am of those who bow in Islam? Right? You would say, but Zahra, we are to Surah Fusilat, ayat 33, right? We want to know the number of the surah, 41. But Zahra, what are you saying for Surah 2, ayat 193? Who is better in speech than one who invites to Allah? Allah, Allah. But, and how you pronounce? And does righteousness and says, indeed, I am of the Muslims or Muslims. How you pronounce? Or Musulman. 34 ayat of Surah Fusilat. And not equal are the good deed and the bad, and they repel by that which is better. And thereupon the one whom between you and him is enmity, as though he was a devoted friend. You see how you have changed it. No. You have not changed it. You have made it very good, very good. You see this very, very good. Invite to Allah in a goodly manner. And one who's an enemy to you, then I have to show you, you know what? Surah Baqarah ayat. Oh, tafsir also I will show you. Fight them until there is no more fitna and the religion is acknowledged for Allah. But if they cease, then there has to be no aggression except against the oppressors. Let me also show you Sunni tafsir, right? I will show you. Something has started. I hope you can't hear it. 193. Oh, I'm using the, but it's not good. I don't want my grave to be digged, right? More here. It is not good. If police finding out that while us, ooh, so I'll continue later. Yeah, respect for the Muslim Azan and all that. Okay. Thank you so much. I will continue later. Ooh, and I cannot play. Maybe I can dig my grave. Yeah, more. Why not to play music or what?
We'll be back until then. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time and attention. I just